Hello guys, so we are back again. Okay, and in this session we are going to continue to solve some more questions. Okay, subjective questions of sequence and series. Okay, so we are going to take about some 10, 15 to 20 questions or 15 questions in this session. Okay, so before starting with the lectures, hope you have subscribed our channel Omega Pi ITJ and Gate. Okay, and if you like our content, please hit a like and share it with your friends. Okay, now let's begin with the question. So the question which we are going to do, okay, in the previous session we did 15 questions and this is the 16th one. Okay, the question says the sum of the first 10 terms of an AP is 155. Okay, and the sum of the first two terms of a GP is 9. Okay, the first term of an AP of the AP is equal to the common ratio of the GP. Okay, and the first term of the GP is equal to the common difference of the AP. Then okay, find the two progressions. Okay, we have to find the AP and GP. Okay, so the first information is given that the sum of the 10 terms of the AP is 155. Okay, so before that, so the given information sum of 10 term is 155. Okay, one thing is given, the sum of the first two term of a GP is 9. Okay, so if I consider GP AR and so on, then as per this A plus AR should be equal to 9. Second condition. First condition, the first term of the AP is equal to the common ratio of the GP. Okay, so if I suppose capital A is the first term, then it should be equal to R. This is my third condition. Okay, and the first term of the GP is equals to the common difference of the AP. Okay, first term of the GP means A should be equal to the common difference means D. Okay, this is my fourth condition. Okay, now let's apply the S10 because that is the first condition which they have given. So 155 should be equal to 10 by 2 upon 2 into A. A is what? Okay, A is, we don't have A, plus 10 minus 9 into D, right? So here the moment we divide it, we will get 31 equals to 2A plus 9D. Okay, just keep it as some 5 equation. Okay, after this, what is the next equation they have given? A plus AR equals to 9. So we can replace A by D and write A. We want to get an A and D. If I get A and D relation, I can substitute here instead of DA and get my A value. And here, if I can substitute instead of A, I can D, I will get a relation. So A plus D, and instead of R, I will substitute A, so I can get a relation between A and D, which I will substitute here to get any either A or D value. So A plus D into A equals to 9, right? So D plus 1 plus A should be equal to 9, giving me D equals to 9 by 1 plus A. This is my sixth equation. Okay, so we got this D and A relation. Now what we will do, we will substitute this D, okay, this D in this equation, fifth, okay, to get the answer. So 31 equals to 2 into A plus 9 times 9 upon 1 plus A. Okay, the moment we multiply it throughout with 1 plus, this will be 1 plus A into 31 is equals to 2 A into 1 plus A plus 81, right? Giving me 31 plus 31A equals to 2A plus 2A square plus 81. Okay, finally, and giving us 2A square. Okay, 2A square minus 29A, 2A square minus 29A plus 50 should be equal to 0. Okay, now if we solve this, we get A minus 2 and 2A minus 25 equal to 0, giving us finally A equals to 2 or A equals to 25 by 2. Okay, now if we know A, we know R. Okay, now if we know R, we can substitute R value here and get A, and thus we can also get D. So after this you can get the 2 progression easily. Okay, so that was the difficult part of this question. Okay, you just need to, for a is equals to 2 I will solve. Okay, because I know a is equals to r equals to 2, so I'm for a is equals to 2. Okay, then I will substitute here, get a is equals to 3 is equals to 9, giving a equals to 3. So I got a is equals to 3, which is equals to my d. Okay, so now I can get my progression easily. Now let's move on to the next question. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Wait, let me. So the next question is as follows. Okay, should we solve the 2 progression? Okay, which okay, let's solve only for a equals to 2, which was given. Okay, if we saw b equals to 3 comes. Okay, and for AP, okay, for AP d is equals to 2 and a is equals to 2 and d is equals to 3. Okay, and for GP a is equals to d is equals to 3 and r is equals to, okay, a is equals to 2. So if we solve, what we have, APS 2, 5, 8, 11 and GPS some 3, 6, 12, 24. Okay, but if a is equals to 25 by 2, okay, then d will be what, 2 by 3. Okay, the way we got that d, okay, you can get the d like that only. And a is equals to 2 by 3 and capital R will be 25 by 2. Okay, so here the AP which you will get will be what, 25 by 2 common 25 by 2 plus 2 by 3 comma 25 by 2 plus 4 by 3 and so on, and the final will be 25 by 2, 79 by 6 and 83 by 6 and so on. And for the GP, what you will get is 2 by 3, 25 by 3, 625 by 6 and so on. Okay, so this was the complete answer. Okay, I thought that you I thought that you will get that D and solve it after this your own self. Okay, but I solved it. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Okay, so this is the 17th question. Okay, it has two questions. Okay, find the sum of the nth group of the sequence. Okay, we want to find the nth group of the sequence. So this type of question we have to identify the pattern either of the starting terms of the group or the last term of the group. Okay, so here in there we are getting 1, here we are getting 2, here we are getting 4, here we are getting 8. So one thing is confirmed that we are getting 2 power. Okay, 2 square, 2 cube. Okay, and so on. So, and if we observe and if we observe here 2 power 1. Okay, 2 power 1. So here 2 power 0, 2 power n minus 1 and 2 power n minus, okay, n minus 1 means here, okay, the first time I can take a 2 power 0, the second term, okay, the second group first term will be 2 power 1. Okay, so it is starting from 2 power 0. Okay, so how we can generalize this? Okay, how we can generalize this? For it to be 0, it should be 2 power n minus 1. Then here for second term it will be 2 power 1. Okay, so in the nth term, in the nth group, one thing I know that my starting term is 2 power n minus 1. Now let's observe. This is 2 power n minus 1 plus 1. Okay, and if you observe this group 2 power n plus, okay, 2 power n minus 1 then it is 2 power n minus 1 means 2 power 2 plus 1, 2 power 2 plus 2, 2 power 2 plus 3. Okay, and one more thing here, if you observe 2 power 2, okay, 2 power 2, 2 power 2 means 4 terms. Okay, and in this group there are 4 terms. Like here 2 power 1 is 2, which means that here 2 terms are there. Similarly here 2 power n minus 1, so it will be 2 power n minus 1 plus 1, 2 power n minus 1 plus 2, and so on. How many terms? N minus 1 terms. Okay, 2 power n minus 1 terms, whatever it's value. Like here it was 2 power 2, 2 power 1, so 2, which value is 2. Here it was 2 power 2, which was 4, so here 4 terms are there. So here likewise, here the starting term power is 2 power n minus 1, so the number of terms will be 2 power n minus 1. Okay, so can we solve after this? Okay, yes, we can easily solve this. Okay, so the sum of n terms, okay, not 2 power n minus 1, they want n terms. Okay, it is starting from 0, so it will be n terms only. So n minus 1 upon 2 bracket 2 into 2 power n minus 1, okay, plus 2 power n minus 1 into d, which was 1. Okay, after we further solve with this is n minus 1, okay, into 2 power n minus 1. Okay, and what we are getting? It is 2 power n minus 1, this is 2 power n minus 2. Okay, and here we have 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. Okay, if we move on, what we have, this will become twice 2 power n minus 2, here it will become 2n, this will become 2 power n minus 2, this will multiply. Okay, the moment 2 multiplies with, it will be 2 power n, so 2 power n plus 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. Okay, now we have to multiply this throughout. Okay, or we should leave the question as it is. Okay, no, n plus 2 power n minus 2, okay, plus 2 power n minus 1 plus n minus 2 minus 2 power n minus 2, giving us finally 2 power 2 n minus 2 and 2 power 2 n minus 3 minus 2 power n minus 2. Okay, so this is our answer. Okay, I hope you have understood each and every step. First you have to analyze the pattern. How you will analyze? By observing the first and the last term, and by using some tricks like that by predicting number of terms. Okay, if you can, like 2 power n minus 1. Okay, so if you can predict it, it will be easy in case of sum. Okay, if they ask you some term, okay, a particular number in the group, okay, then that is a different case. Okay, now let's focus on the second, okay, options, second question which was given. Okay, the second questions of question number 17 is 1, okay, first 1, and the second group 2, 3, 4, in the third group 5, 6, 8, 9. So one thing anyone will observe that the last term is upper square. Okay, it was 1 square, it was 2 square, this was 3 square. Okay, so one thing I know that the last term will be of the nth group will be n square. Okay, so in the nth group it will be something n square, that I know very sure. Okay, now let's think. Here it is 3 square, which is 9, and here we don't have 9 terms. Okay, so we cannot predict here the number of the terms. Okay, so what we can do, here it is 2 square, okay, means 4. Okay, so how many terms we are having? Here it was 4, so we are having 3 terms. So it can be either one term just less than 4. Okay, so here it is 6, so here it should be 8, but it is not that. Okay, so if we observe something, because we need to get n, okay, number of terms. Even we are not able to predict number of terms, we cannot solve this problem. Okay, but we can observe one more thing, that if it is 9, it is just 1 less than, okay, the number, okay, coming before 9 is just 1 less than, so I can write the number coming before is n square minus 1, and similarly n square minus 2. Okay, so it will go on till n square. Okay, it will go until n square. Okay, n square. Okay, we don't know the starting term because there is no fixed pattern. Here it is 2, it is 5. Okay, so we cannot predict any pattern from here, but it will go somewhere, but it is coming from n square and going backwards. Okay, and since it is nth group, I can write it, okay, like this: n square minus 1, n square minus 2, just reverse. It is fine, there is no issue in that. Okay, you should know this thing also, okay, that we can write the nth group like this also in this type of question. Okay, but the one thing which we want is that number of terms. Okay, we need number of terms. Here it is 1 term, here it is 3 term, here it is 5 term. Okay, so first 1, 3, 5. Okay, so they are forming a particular pattern of odd number of terms. Okay, you can observe 3, so after this will be 7 for sure. So can I predict there will be 2n minus 1? Odd terms are given, n odd terms are given by 2n minus 1. Okay, so this is the next way of predicting the number of terms. The first way was 2n minus 1, like observing this. Okay, the next way is by observing the number of terms. Okay, they are forming an AP or GP or like that. So here we can observe that since they are in odd, so the next term will be 7, and in this pattern if we go for the nth, it will be 2n minus. So the number of terms, 2n minus 1 terms are there in the nth group. Now can I get the sum? Yes, we can get the sum. Sum will be n is equals to 2n minus 1 upon 2 bracket 2 into what was the last term, and starting term n square. Okay, because we don't know the first term, so 2n minus 1 into minus 1. D will be what? N square minus 1. Okay, minus n square, which will give me minus 1 upon, if we try to solve this, what we are getting, minus 1. We will move this 2 inside, giving me n square plus minus n minus 1. Okay, then 2n minus 1 into n square minus n plus 1. Okay, so if we cross multiply, what we are getting, 2n cube minus 3n square plus 3n minus 1. Okay, so if we, okay, one thing they can do, okay, to make the student, okay, not get the answer, is that give the question in this format. It is n cube plus n minus 1 the whole cube. Okay, they just did one manipulation, they just broke this n cube, okay, in 2 parts, and just by observation you can easily predict out that this part is nothing but n minus 1 the whole cube. Okay, if you can predict, you will get the proper answer. Okay, so this was question number 17, which had 2 subparts. Okay, which was the finding the sum of the nth group of the sequence. Okay, but in this type of question you should know to get the terms, okay, by either checking the first or the last term. Okay, you can even arrange the group. Okay, in group, that is no issue, they don't have any problem. Okay, if you don't know the first term. So this was question number 17. Now let's move on to the next question. So the next question which we are going to do is question number 18, which says find the sum of the series 5 upon 13 plus 55 by 13 square plus 55 by 13 cube plus okay, 4 times 5 upon 13 power 4 and up to infinity. Okay, so you can observe one thing, okay, which we used to do in a particular type of problem, okay, which you should have. Okay, they used to not be in GP, okay, but we used to convert them in GP. Okay, if you remember, then it is just an advantage for you. We will do what? Take 5 common out of this, left with this thing, right? Now you will easily able to predict that this question is very similar to that question. Okay, just it came in series, okay, till infinity. Okay, after this we will do what? We will multiply and divide by 9. Okay, that was the step which used to do when such type of question used to appear. Triple line. Okay, what we can do, we can write this, okay, this 9 as something like, we can write this as 10 minus 1 by 13. We can write this as 100 minus 1 by 13 square. We can write this as 1000 minus 1 upon 13 cube, and so on till infinity. And further on, you can observe that we can break this as 10 power 13, 100 power 13 square, 1000 by 13 cube, and so on. Okay, it will go on till infinity. Like here it was going minus, okay, we have taken minus outside, 13 square, and so on till infinity. Okay, now after this you can clearly observe that this is 1 GP and this is 1 GP. Okay, so what we are going to do, okay, we are going to just solve this both of the series and get our answer. Okay, the first series will be what, 10 by 13 a upon 1 minus, since it is infinite, upon 10 by 13, right? So we will get some answer for this, minus 1 by 13 into 1 upon 1 minus, okay, upon 1 by 13. Okay, so we are getting this answer also. After this, what we can do, 5 by 9, 10 upon 13 into 3 into 10. Okay, so we are getting 13 will cancel out, here it will be 3 only. Okay, 10 by 3 minus what we are getting further on, here we are getting 13 will cancel out, here 1 by 12 will be left. So what we are getting finally is 5 by 9 into 10 by 3 minus 1 by 12. Okay, now let's solve this here, which will give us 5 by 9, make the denominator same, which will give me 40 minus 1 upon 12, giving me 5 by 9 into 39 by 12, finally 65 by 36. Okay, so this is our answer. Okay, so okay, the other way is that applying the AGP, not AGP but the standard way in which, okay, the sum and the difference constant method, okay, which we just studied in the lecture when I was teaching you. Okay, but that is means you don't need to, but if you can observe the some amazing pattern, okay, then it is just an advantage for you and it will just help you to solve the question easily. Okay, rather than going for the standard formula way. Now let's move on to the next question, okay, which was this question, which is the 19th question, which says if x is between 0 to pi and the expression, okay, exponential to the power box, okay, bracket 1 plus mod cos x plus cos square x plus mod cos cube x, okay, plus cos power 4x, okay, and so on till infinity, into log e to the, okay, 4 to the base e, satisfied the quadratic equation y square minus 20y plus 64 equal to 0, then find the value of x. Okay, we need to find the value of x. Okay, so they are telling it is a equation which is x to the power 1 plus mod cos x plus cos square x plus cos cube x plus cos 4x plus, and so on till infinity. And here they are telling that, okay, here it is log e to the base 4. Now one thing I can observe is that I don't know about this equation, but I know one thing, that they are in GP. Okay, so I will apply GP formula here, 1 upon 1 minus cos x, okay, which is infinite GP formula. So the moment we apply this, converts into this, the base e into log 4 to the base e. Okay, so what we can do, okay, we should do one thing, okay, and okay, and it is satisfied, and this satisfies the quadratic equation, means whatever this quadratic equation roots are, it should satisfy this. Okay, So one thing which we can do using logarithmic property, e to the base log, we will move this power to, okay, here, which will be like this, e to the power 4 to the power 1 upon 1 minus cos x mod, okay, mod cos x. So since the bases are same, it will, log will be eliminated and we will get our final answer 4 on 1 plus 1 minus mod cos x. Okay, and now this should be satisfy the quadratic equation. Now let's see the quadratic equation. Minus 20y plus 64 should be equal to 0, which we can simplify as y minus 16 and y minus 4 equal to 0, giving me y equals to 16 and y equals to 4. Okay, so here this I can write 16 as 4 square and this I can write as 4 power 1. So two cases will be there. Case 1, in which 1 minus mod cos x should be equal to 2, giving me finally what we are getting is 1 equals to 2 minus 2 cos x mod, okay, which is giving me 1 by 2 is mod cos x. Okay, so we got this thing. Okay, case 2, in which and when we open mod, okay, we can get positive, negative, 1 by 2, so there will be two answers, okay, respectively. And now move on to the case 2, in which it was 1 minus mod cos x equals to 1, giving me 1 equals to 1 minus mod cos x, okay, cos x. So here the moment we move this, we will get mod cos x equals to 0, which is only possible in case of x is equals to pi by 2. Okay, so in case when we consider from 0 to pi, okay, and for 0 to pi there are two possibilities. Either it can be for 1 by 2 positive, it can be pi by 3, or it can be pi minus pi by 3, okay, which is negative. So we will subtract pi minus pi by 3, which will give me 2 pi by 3, okay, so 2 pi by 3. So two answers from here and one answer from here, so total combined 3 values of x are possible, okay, for this expression. Okay, now hope you have understand. Okay, it was just a very easy question using a logarithmic property. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. So the next question which we are going to see is this: in a circle of radius r, a square is inscribed, then a circle is inscribed in the square, a new square in the circle, and so on for n times. The limit of the sum of areas of all the circles and the limit of the sum of the areas of all the square as n tends to infinity. Okay, we want to find the area of the square as n tends to infinity. Now what they are giving us is actually this, that they are telling a circle is there. Okay, my drawing is not good. Okay, and then they are telling that there is a square, some square. Okay, okay, just after this there is one more circle inside it, and then again a square, and this process will keep on going till infinity. Okay, okay, so I am using black pen, okay, so that I can make you understand things betterly. So here if I draw a line, the radius was r given. Okay, now we know that this circle, okay, this outside circle has radius r. Okay, we need to get this length. If this length I assume x, then this length will also be x, okay, since they are sides of same square. So let me consider this right angle triangle, right angle part of the square, this square, okay, part. Okay, so here if you observe, this is x, this is x, this is, okay, r, and this is also r. So by Pythagoras theorem I can say that x square plus x square equals to 2r the whole square, right, giving me finally 2x square equals to 4r square. Okay, which will give me finally x equals to this will cancel out under root 2r. Okay, so we are getting this x equals to under root 2r. Keep it as 1. So we got this length. Okay, now what we want, okay, we have this r length, we have this whole length. Okay, now we want the radius of this smaller circle, okay, which we will say some r smaller. Okay, how we can get the radius of this smaller circle? Now you know the property that when we draw a perpendicular, when we draw a line from radius to any line which is tangent to a circle, okay, touches it, is always perpendicular, or okay, it always bisects. Okay, so what thing which we will come to know, that if this length was 2 root r by 2, then this length, okay, this length will be half of it. So now let's consider this right angle part, this one, and if we consider this, we know this will be root 2 r by 2. This length is r, and what we need, okay, is this length. Okay, this length is r by 2, this length is r, right? This length we need, which is this square. Okay, we will got some y. Okay, we will not call this as x, we will call it some y. So if we do this, okay, then this will be 2 upon 2 square into r square, okay, plus y square should be equal to r square, right? Giving us finally that r square by 2, okay, plus y square is equals to r square, giving me finally y square is equals to r square by 2, giving me y equals to r upon root 2. Okay, so this is the second answer which we are getting. Okay, second answer, what we can see, y equals to r upon root 2. Okay, so what we can do, okay, by if we just observe the pattern, okay, observe the pattern, okay, if we see the radius of the circle, first it was r, right, which was given, then what we found out, it was r by root 2. Okay, now how we move from r by 2 r to r by root 2? It is only possible if we multiply it by 1 by root 2. So if we multiply it by further 1 by root 2, we will know that the next circle which will have radius, what, 2, you can find it by the same way, and after again we will multiply it by r by root 2, which will be 2 root 2, and so on, it will go until infinity. Now let's observe the sides of this square. If you observe the side of this square, the first side, okay, which we means found out, was this one, okay, root 2r, okay, root 2r, root 2r. Now if you observe the next square, okay, next square, we found this square length, we found this radius, okay, so we have to find it again. Okay, so here if we try to find it out again, okay, we find out the first square, okay, we need to get the similarly we have to get this one, this. So what we can do, okay, since it is a square, okay, we know this radius, okay, similarly we will do here also again. Okay, we need to know the next side, so for that we will again consider this length is, okay, what was this, r by root 2. This length is something we don't know this length, but we know since it is in square, this length, okay, this length will be what, twice the radius, or not twice the radius. Okay, so here we need to get this length, okay, and this length as well. Okay, so what we do, okay, wait, we will not consider it like this, we will consider this as our right angle triangle. If I consider this and this, okay, this part, then if you can observe, this triangle is like this, right? And this length is r, which is we know, okay, which we need to find out, okay. But we know this length, okay, we know this length, and this will be just okay. So what we can do, we need to get this side, okay. We are not able to have this side, okay, but we have this radius, okay. We can use this radius, but I don't want to use that radius, okay. What we can do, okay, let me just analyze a little bit more. If we can, okay, if we consider, okay, since the diagram is not correct, okay, you might be not be able to, okay, get this thing, okay. Now let me draw this diagram, okay. This was here there is a square, okay, right, and then there is a circle inside, right. Suppose this is the circle and there is one more square here. So if I consider this as right angle triangle, so my this length will be similar to this, okay. So in this case, if I consider, okay, whatever triangle, this or this, okay, this length will be equal to this its half, okay, which was what, r by root 2. So if in that case, okay, and this radius is what, r by root 2, okay. So what you can see that r square upon root 2 square plus r square, and if I apply Pythagoras theorem, r square upon root 2 the whole square should be equal to some x square, okay, which is, okay, which is the length which we need to find out, okay. So what we can do, okay, here we are considering this part, we know this, okay, r by root 2, this is r by root 2, okay. So the moment we solve this, we will get r square upon 2 plus r square upon 2, okay, which will be r square, so giving me x square equals to r. So this length of this internal rectangle will be r, this inside, okay, will be r. Now again, if I consider this, okay, here this, okay, whatever, okay, by observation, by this figure I told you how it will be. The square, no matter what square you're getting from inside, okay, if there is a square, okay, this at this point, okay, if I consider rectangle triangle like this, okay, then this length, okay, if I consider right angle triangle like this length will be similar to this, okay, and this will be my radius, which I already have, r by root 2, and this is the length which I want, and then I will twice that will give me the length of the square, okay. So hope you have understand. In this way, by applying right angle theorem, again we got x is equals to r. So if my first was root 2r and then I'm getting r, okay, then after that, what, how is this possible that we are getting r, this as r? It is only possible if we divide it by 1 by root 2. So the next will be what, 1 by root r by root 2, and after that it will be what, 2, and so on till infinity. Okay, now they want us to find the limit of the sum of areas of all the circles, and limit of the sum of the areas of all the squares, okay. So for the sum of the circles, okay, circle which is pi r square for the first circle, next circle will be pi r square by 2, third circle will be pi r square by 4, okay, and pi r square by 8, and so on till infinity. One thing I can do, I can take pi common, giving me r square plus r square by 2, r square by 4, r square by 8, until infinity, finally giving me pi r square 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4, 1 by 8, and so on till infinity, giving me finally pi r square into 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 2, giving me 2 pi r square, okay. So this is the sum of the, okay, where n tends to infinity, sum of the areas of the circle where n tends to infinity. Similarly for square, what we can do, sum of areas, first one is what, it is r into r, so it will, the first one is 2r square, second one is r square, third one is r square by 2, and the last one after this is r square by 4 and till infinity. If we take r square common, the pattern which can see 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 with common ratio 1 by 2, we can get r square equals to 2 upon 1 minus 1 by 2, giving me finally as 4r square. So this was our answer. Okay, the finding the area part is very easy, but the finding this, okay, triangles, okay, analyzing this, okay, it's a little difficult, okay, a bit challenging. So be alert in those things. Okay, hope I have told you each and every step very clearly. Okay, now let's move on to the next question, which is 21 question. So the 21st question is this one. If a comma b comma c are the sides of a triangle, then prove that b square c square plus c square a square plus a square b square is greater than equal to abc into a plus b plus c. Okay, always, as I have told you, you should know what term you should target. Okay, one thing I'm very sure that I will apply am greater than equal to gm. Okay, but on what term we should apply, okay, that is very important. So here one thing is that if we target two terms, okay, then which term we should target? Here we want abc also outside, so we'll target any two terms, okay, so that there is no, in case of three terms, if we target, there will be 4 4 4, okay, so 4 by 3, okay, not, so we will target two terms. Okay, if I target this two term, okay, then I will get some a square in the in the product, okay, a and c power 4, okay, which will act as my c square, okay, and then we can take c common. Okay, so it is making more logically sense, okay, going in this way rather than going, okay, by taking three terms. Okay, so apply am greater than equal to gm on what? First we will apply it on b square c square a c square a first. Second time we will apply on c square a square on an a square b square. Third time we will apply, okay, because writing the same statement, okay, again after doing so many questions. Oh, c square a square and b square c square. Sorry, we should, okay, this one will be not be there. B square c square a square b square. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to apply this. C square a square plus a square b square by 2 is greater than equal to c square a power 4 b square the whole power 1 by 2, giving us finally c square a square plus a square b square is greater than equal to a bc a square. Keep it as 1. Similarly, you will get b square c square plus a square b square greater than equal to, here will be what, here it will be b power 4 a square c square power 1 by 2, giving us finally b square c square plus a square b square, okay, by 2, okay, by 2, greater than equal to twice, here it will be twice b square ac. Okay, so I will call it as sum 2. Okay, now let me do the next thing on the, okay, here if I apply this on this c square and a square, so c square a square plus a square b square we have did, okay, c square a square c square a square a square b square plus b square c square upon 2 is greater than equal to, here we will get c power 4 a square b square the whole power 1 by 2, c square a square plus b square c square greater than equal to 2 c square ab. Okay, so call it as sum 3. Okay, now what we are going to do, okay, is that we are going to add, okay, we are going to add all of this. Okay, the moment we add, what we are getting here is like this, that if we add 1 2 and 3, what we get is, here you can see it is c square a square b square. Here we are again having c square a square b square. Here we are having, okay, so every term is repeated twice. So twice c square a square plus b square c square plus c square a square, sorry, a square b square. Okay, now all of them have 2 common. Okay, we will keep the 2 here only, okay, because we want to create 2 here only, 2 here only, and 2 here only. So all of them have 2 common. The moment we take 2 common, after this here we have c square ab, b square ac, a square bc. What will happen? 2 will cancel out, giving me here c square a square b square c square a square b square greater than equal to, what we have, we can take abc common from all of them, giving me c plus b plus a. So this is what they wanted, okay, us to prove, okay, and hence we have proved it. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Okay, now on the next question, if you can observe in what way we should proceed, okay, is important. Okay, so here we want these 3 terms. Okay, either we can go by, means either we can go individually, okay, or we can go by directly. If I go individually, I will have this term divided by 3, okay, into ab minus c the whole power, okay, whole power 1 by 3. But here, since we don't have any multiplication terms like a dot b dot minus c, we cannot go by that way. Okay, that is the issue. Now then what way we should go? Okay, so the next way to go is considering all of the 3 and going at once. Okay, so we will apply am greater than equal to gm on a plus b minus c, c plus a minus b, b plus c minus a. So if we do this, what we have, a plus b minus c plus c plus a minus b plus b plus c minus a upon 3 is greater than equal to what? Okay, so here a plus b minus c into c plus a minus b into b plus c minus a, okay, the whole power 1 by 3. Okay, here you can see this will cancel out with this will cancel out with this, so we are left with a plus b plus c by 3 is greater than equal to this stuff, a plus b minus c, c plus a minus b, and b plus c minus a, the whole power 1 by 3. We will move the 1 by 3 here, which will give me a plus b plus c the power 3 upon 27 with this thing similar. Finally, we have proved what we wanted, a plus b plus c the whole power 3 greater than equal to 27 into a plus b minus c, c plus a minus b, and b plus c minus a. Okay, so we have proved this thing, okay, which is this thing. So hope you have understand each and every step. Okay, so this was question number 21, which has 2 subparts. Okay, and we proved both of them using triangle. Okay, triangle equality means am greater than equal to gm. Okay, I by mistakenly speak about triangle equality. Now let's move on to the next problem. So the next problem which we are going to tackle, okay, is this one, question number 22. Okay, which is sum of the series to n terms. Okay, n terms n to infinity. Sum of the series to n terms n to infinity. So they have given a series which is tending to infinity. Okay, and we have to get its sum. Okay, and this is series is means you can either go by the general way, as I have mentioned you, I have told you in the lectures. Okay, either you can, okay, but I will not go with that ways, because that way if we go we cannot develop only. Okay, because it is just a simple formula application way. Okay, there is means there is no aptitude development in that way. So we are going to get the answer, okay, by observing, okay, or finding some specific things, okay, so that we can reduce time and get our answer more effectively. Now one thing which you can see here, that the common ratio which you have, okay, is 1 by 5. Other, you can also say it is minus 1 by 5, okay, doesn't matter, okay, 1 by 5 minus 1 by 5, okay, since it is tending to infinity. But if it was tending to n, you should have taken r is equals to minus 1 by 5. Now what we are going to do here is that we will multiply throughout by 1 by r, okay. So because I can see if I multiply it, okay, I have minus 2, okay, and if I multiply it, I can have if I take r equals to minus 1 by 5, okay, you can solve either by r is equals to minus 5 or r is equals to minus 1 by 5. Both way are correct. Both are correct. Both are correct. Okay, I have always told you in this type of question, try to take r is equals to minus 1 by 5. But there may be some children which will take r is equals to 1 by 5. Okay, what will be the issue if you take 1 by 5? There will be one more additional thing which you need to do. While in r is equals to minus 1 by 5, it will be more easy. Okay, I will tell you, okay, that thing. But we will do with this tough one. Okay, you can do with this easy one, okay, if you like. So here, if I consider this as a series, 1 square minus 2 square upon 5 plus 3 square upon 5 square minus 4 square upon 5 cube minus 6 square upon 5 power 5 and so on till infinity. Okay, so what we can identify, if I consider this as 1, multiply the next with 5, okay, what we can see, 1 square by 5 minus 2 square by 5 square, okay, plus 3 square by 5 cube, okay, minus 4 square by 5 power 4, okay, this will be 5 square plus 5 square and this is minus 4 square and so on till infinity it is going, and we will call it as 2. Okay, the moment, okay, in case of subtraction, okay, you will subtract, okay, but if you take r is equals to 1 by 5, okay, what you will have to do is simply that you have to means you have to just keep your pattern same, that is in the second step you will subtract. Okay, but if you take r is equals to 1 by 5, then what you have to do, you have to subtract s minus s by 5. While if you have taken r is equals to minus 1 by 5, okay, you have to add. While if you have taken minus 1 by 5, then what you have to you have to do the same pattern. You don't have to think, okay, anything like why we are subtracting, why we are adding, okay, this thing. And but here since you have taken 1 by 5, then you have to do this step that you should have add, okay, instead of subtracting. Now what will happen here, you will get this, here we will take 2 square common, minus common, giving me 1 square upon 5, okay. So this is the thing, 3 square minus 2 square upon 5 cube, okay, minus 5 square minus 4 square upon 5 power 4 and so on till infinity. So here you are getting 6s by 5 equals to 1 minus 3 by 5 plus 5 by 5 square, okay, 9 minus 4, okay, minus here we are getting 7 by 5 power 4. This one is 5 power, this was 5 square, this was 5 cube, okay. So we are getting in this pattern, we will move on till infinity. Now one more thing, now what we can see here is that if we have taken negative 1, then you have to not take the minus outside, you will automatically get 2 square minus 1, okay. So that is means that's why I was telling that r is equals to minus 1 by 5 means you have to just follow fixed pattern, get the answer. While if anyone takes r is equals to 1 by 5, he has to do s plus s by 5. Why? Because he has to create this, okay. But if anyone take minus 1 by 5, which as I told you in the lectures, always take r is equals to minus 1 by 5, then you don't have to think anything, you have to just go with the simple way. Now 6s by 5, okay, you can observe, okay, if I we have this series, Okay, what we can do is we can call this as some series 3. Okay. Okay, and we can do one thing, we can again multiply it by 5. Okay, what will happen with this? Okay, the moment we again multiply, we will get 30s by 25 equals to, what we are having is 1 by 5 minus 3 by 5 square plus 5 by 5 cube, and so until infinity. This is the fourth. Add 3 and 4, you will get 36. Okay, at the moment you add these, okay, 25 and this, you will get, this was 6. Okay, the moment okay, this will not become 30, it will remain 6 only. You will just multiply 3 by 5, you will get 36 as by 25, and here you will get 1, 3 minus 1, which will give you, okay, minus 2 by 5, and this will give you plus 2 by 5 square. Okay, and the moment you start getting some constant on the top and getting, okay, this type of pattern, means you have to stop there. Okay, by the formula direct, means that formula way also you will get reach to the final this thing. Okay, but you will do like this type. Okay, get the differences, okay, in all of them. So here we are. Okay, now what we will do, we will take 36 as by 25 is there, we will take 1 minus 2 by 5 common, which will give us 1 minus 1 by 5, okay, plus 1 by 5 square minus 1 by 5 cube, and so on till infinity, which will give us 1 minus 2 by 5 into 5 by 6. Okay, getting us, here it is 36 s upon 25, getting us s equals to 2 into 25 upon 3 into 36, giving me 25 upon 54, which is our answer. Okay, so in this way you have to solve. Okay, there are total 3 ways. First the formula way, second taking r is equals to minus 1 by 5, and the third is r is equals to 1 by 5. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Okay, the 23rd question is as follow. In an AP of which A is in an AP of which A is the first term, if the sum of the first P terms is equal to 0, show that the sum of the next Q terms is this, minus AP plus Q into Q upon P minus 1. Okay, now telling the first term is A and the sum of the first P terms, okay, is Q, is 0. So T1 equals to A is given, sum of P terms is equal to 0. So this can give us D easily. 0 equals to P by 2 bracket 2A plus P minus 1 into D. The moment we move this both will become 0, minus 2A upon P minus 1 should be equal to D. So we got our D. Now let's observe, they are telling sum of the next Q terms. Okay, so if I say that if the TP term, okay, sum of what we want, TP plus 1 plus TP plus 2, and like this it will go on till plus TP plus Q. Okay, at some point there will be some Q term, we will reaching some Q terms, then okay, we want these all terms sum. But what children assume, they try to find the sum of P plus Q term by applying S of P plus Q directly in getting the answer, which is completely wrong. You need to understand the language what they are telling. They are telling sum of the next Q terms. Okay, from P it will start from 1 and then it will reach to Q. Okay, so what we will try to find, we will try to find TP plus 1 as the first term we don't know, which is A plus P into D. 1 will cancel out, giving us only A plus PD. This is our first term of this, okay, series. Now we will apply the sum formula, which will give us Q. Okay, it is total Q terms, okay, till P. Okay, after P it is still only Q terms, so Q by 2 bracket 2 into A plus PD plus N minus 1, okay, N minus 1 A plus P plus D, okay, into A plus. Now we want to get N. So how we will get, we have already have q terms. Okay, okay, so here we can go a plus p plus d. Okay, we know the last term which is p plus q, so we'll write the p plus q minus 1 into d. Now what happened, instead of using the Sn equals to a by n, sorry, a plus a by n by 2 bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d formula, we went for Sn equals to n by 2 bracket a plus tn, if we know the first. And here, since we know the first and the last term, we can go by this formula. Okay, so the moment we go with this formula, we have next q terms. Okay, so this is q by 2 bracket a plus pd plus a plus pd plus qd minus d, giving us finally q by 2 bracket. Okay, what we have, 2a plus p minus 1 into d plus qd plus pd, giving us finally q by 2 into p plus q into d. Okay, so we are getting this thing, which will end up finally giving me, we have d value. Now we will substitute the d value and get which is q by 2 bracket p plus q into d. D is what, minus 2a upon p minus 1. Okay, which is this thing. So what we are getting, sum of next few terms as q into p plus q into minus a upon p minus 1. Okay, which was the required thing, and hence we have proved the required thing. Okay, so hope you have understand the trap here is that you should know this thing. Okay, and you should never get into illusion that there are p plus q terms. Okay, and one more thing, your aptitude should be strong to use this formula instead of this. Okay, although you will get the same answer, but it will reduce your time, and time is very important factor in exam. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Okay, question number 24. A man arranges to pay off debit of rupees 3600 by 40 annual installments. Okay, so S40 is given, totally want to pay in 40 is 3600, which forms an arithmetic series when 30 of the installment are paid. Okay, so when 30 of the installment are paid, he dies leaving a third, a third of the debit unpaid. Okay, so he died at S30. How much is left? 1/3. Okay, of 3600, which is nothing but 1 of 3 into 3600, which gives us the sum of it, which is 2400. Okay, now what we have to do? Okay, find the value of the first installment. Okay, we want to find the value of first installment. So S40 is nothing but 3600 equals to 40 by 2 bracket 2a plus 39d, giving us finally 360 equals to 3600, giving me finally 2a plus 39d equals to 18a 180. Sorry, this I will call it some a. Now by S30 what we can get, 2400, okay, is equals to 30 by 2 bracket 2a plus 29d, which will give me 2400, which will be equal to 2a plus 160 equals to 2a plus 29d. So we will call it as 2. Now if I do 1 minus 2, okay, because 1 minus 2, what we have, 20 equals to, okay, 20 equals to what we are having here, it is 20 we will get here, this will cancel out, giving me 10. Okay, 10d, right? We will get from here it is 39, it is, so it will be 10d, giving me d is equals to 2. Okay, so we are getting d is equals to 2. We will put d is equals to 2 in 1 or in 2, whatever we get, okay, is or okay, let's put it in 1 because it is 39. 2 into a plus 39 into 2 equals to 180, giving me a equals to we have 780 minus 78, right? 78, which will be 102, giving by 2, giving me a equals to 51. Okay, so this is our answer. Okay, so this is our answer. We are getting some a is equals to 151. Okay, so we wanted the first installment, which is the a. Okay, so hope you have understand each and the thing is that you should able to know that 30% of the installment. Okay, you need to get this, that 3600 minus 1 by 3, 3600. Okay, that is the challenging part. After that you have to just create a simple two equation and solve, which is not a bit, okay, which is not a bit difficult. It is very easy. Now let's move on to the next question. Okay, which is the 25th question. Okay, and similar type of question we have already did. Okay, when we were solving the Singh problems. Okay, if I remember, if the pth, qth and rth term of an AP are a, b, c respectively, then show that q minus r into a plus r minus p into b plus p minus q into c equals to 0. Okay, so here tp is a, tq is b, tr is c, so a plus p minus 1 into d is equals to a plus q minus 1 into d is equals to b, and a plus r minus 1 into d is equals to c. They have given this. Now we want q minus r, r minus p and p minus q. So it is very obvious, okay, how we should move. Okay, so what we will do, first we will do, let's call this sum 1 2 3. So for q minus p we will do what, 2 minus 3. The moment I do 2 minus 3, what I will get, q minus r into d equals to b minus c, giving me q minus r equals to b minus c by d. Now we want a also, so we multiply by a, which will give me b minus c by d into a. Keep it as sum 4th. Okay, now what we are going to do, how we can proceed in the next way, it is r minus p. So what we are going to do, we are going to 3 minus 1. So we get what, we get r minus p into d equals to c minus a. Okay, giving me r minus p is equals to c minus a upon d. We will multiply both the side by b, giving me this as my final, which I will call it 5th. Okay, now let's take the next page. In the next, what we are going to do, we are going to do 1 minus 2. We get what we are getting, p minus q into d is equals to a minus b. Okay, so what you can see that p minus q will multiply here by c, will get me a minus b by d into c. Okay, so this is our 6th one. Okay, so what we are going to do, add 4, 5 and 6. The moment we add, what we are getting, the left part is important because the right part is same only. So what we are getting is b minus c, the whole, okay, all of them have d same. Here a, here a, here bc minus ab plus ca minus bc, bc nullifies, ab nullifies, ca nullifies, which is nothing but 0. So we are getting 0 answer, hence we have proved the question number 25. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. So the next question which we are going to tackle is this question 26th. Okay, if b is the harmonic mean between a and c, prove that 1 upon b minus a plus 1 upon b minus c equals to 1 upon a plus 1 upon c. Okay, this type of question I think we have did it. Okay, in the when we were solving the single correct. Okay, or subjective, I don't properly remember, but it was subjective I guess. But we know that b is in harmonic, so 2ac upon a plus c, standard formula. Okay, now what we can do, okay, we will just cross multiply this thing. which will give me b minus c plus b minus a upon b minus a into b minus c, sorry. If we have 2b minus a plus c upon b square minus ab minus bc plus ac. Okay, so after this what we can do, okay, we can do one thing, keep this as it is, a plus c we can create in the bottom also by taking minus b common. Here we have a plus c and plus ac. Now in the next what we can do, put value of b, okay, value of a, what value we should put? Value of b or value of a, since the, okay, value of, what value we should put? If we substitute, here we have c, okay, we can substitute a plus c. Okay, if we substitute c, what we will get? B into a plus c upon 2, right, 2a. If we substitute ac, right, ac is quite easy, a plus c, okay, we will get something in numerator and denominator. Okay, so we will substitute ac from here. So ac will be what? B into a plus c by 2. The moment we substitute it, we have 2b minus a plus c upon b square minus b a plus c. Here we have now b b into a plus c upon 2. Okay, so what we are going to get, okay, we are going to do one thing, okay, we will multiply throughout by 2, which will give me here, okay, 2 into 2b minus a plus c upon 2b square minus b into a plus c plus b into a plus c. Okay, after this what we are going to do, okay, is that we can do one thing. You can see this and this will cancel out, okay, no, only one will be left, this will be minus 2, okay, minus b plus ac will be left. So 2 into 2b minus a plus c. Here we are left with b square minus b a plus c, right? So what we are going to do, here 2 was there, so what we are going to take b common from denominator. So 2b minus a plus c upon 2 into 2 upon b, take common. Here we are left with 2b minus b into a plus c. So we are left with a plus c here. So these two will cancel out. Okay, these two means the top and they are same, so they will cancel out. Our final answer is nothing but 2 by b. Okay, so we are getting our final answer is 2 by b. Now by observation you can clearly see that 2 by b is nothing but a plus c by a by c by ac. From where? From this. Okay, you can clearly see a plus c upon ac. So what we will do, 2 by b is nothing but, if you arrange the term, you will get 1 by c plus 1 by a. So this is our answer. Okay, this is our answer which we wanted to prove. Okay, so hope you have understand each and every step. I know this part is quite not easy to predict, okay, but the only way to predict that you have to substitute ac. Okay, if you are able to get that, then you will get the right answer short. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Okay, so in the next question which we are going to move up, okay, so the next question is as follow. Let me read the question. The question says, circles are inscribed in the acute angle alpha so that every neighboring circle touches each other. If the radius of the first circle is r, then the sum of the radii of the first n circle in terms of r and alpha. Okay, so inscribed in an acute angle. Okay, so its diagram is very important. You should, okay, able to make its diagram. The diagram is like this. The first circle is this, the next circle will be this, touching it. After this, the third circle will be this, touching it. Okay, and it will go on till the last circle, which is this. Okay, now acute angle alpha is inscribed, right? So here like this it will go on. If I say that its radius is r, okay, and its radius is r2, its radius is r3, okay, they have given that the radius of the first circle is r, and we want to find the radius of the rest of the circle in terms of r, and this is rn. Okay, so we will say that this distance is some x. Okay, now by sine alpha by 2 will be nothing but r upon x. So can we get the x? Yes, it will be r cosec alpha by 2. Keep it as 1. Now if I say O, okay, A, B and this as C and D. Now in triangle OAB and triangle OCD, by similarity we can say, okay, by similarity, this type of diagrams always use similarities. Okay, so you should be well prepared of that. Okay, r2 upon r2 cosec alpha by 2, okay, cosec alpha by 2 should be equal to r upon r cosec alpha by 2. Similarly we can say about this distance r cosec alpha by 2. Okay, we have just taken, okay, the ratio. Okay, so this is what we are getting. Okay, we will keep it as some 2. Now here you can, what this distance is, this OD, okay, this OD is nothing but, okay, you have just found it is r2 cosec alpha by 2. How? By using sin alpha by 2. Okay, and OD upon this, you will say some y and you will get y as r cosec alpha like you did in the first. But by observation you can say that r2 cosec alpha by 2 is nothing but this distance, which was r cosec alpha by 2 plus this distance r plus r2. We will call it as some 3. Now put the value of this r2 cosec alpha by 2 in this equation 2. So put 2 in 3. What we get is something like this: r2 upon r cosec alpha by 2 r plus r2 is equals to r upon r cosec alpha by 2. Here you can clearly see that r will cancel out. You will get straightly r2 as something like r cosec alpha by 2. Okay, and what will happen? Okay, what you will do is r will cancel out. You will move r by 2. Okay, let me do in steps. Okay, then you will understand. R cosec alpha by 2 plus r2, right? This step is very clear. We just cross multiplied. After this, what we did, we moved. Okay, this was what, r2, right? So what we did here, okay, we r2 is here. Okay, r2 plus r cosec alpha by 2. Here it was cosec alpha by 2, right? We will move here cosec alpha by 2, and then this r2 cosec alpha by 2 minus this r2. Here it is r cosec alpha by 2 plus r. Now what we will take? We will take r2 common, and here we will left with cosec alpha by 2 minus 1. Here we will take r common. We will left with cosec alpha by 2 plus 1. So what we are getting, r2 as r cosec alpha by 2 plus 1 upon cosec alpha by 2 minus 1. So this is what we are getting, r2. Now if I want to find r3 r3, it will be nothing but r2 times cosec alpha by 2 plus 1 upon cosec alpha by 2 minus 1, which will be nothing but square. But before doing, okay, instead of this we can put here this cosec alpha by 2 plus 1 upon cosec alpha by 2 minus 1 the whole square. Now instead of cosec we will convert it into sine, which is more effective. R into 1 plus sine alpha by 2 upon 1 minus sine alpha by 2. So we are getting this thing. Okay, now similarly it will go until n. Okay, now when it will go until n, what you can observe, okay, if it will go until n, okay, then here if I just observe the pattern, okay, if the first radius is this, the second is r square, okay, which in this term, okay, and the nth will be nothing but r into 1 plus sine alpha by 2 into 1 minus sine alpha by 2 power n. Okay, so what my main objective is to tell you that the common ratio, it is a GB with a common ratio of 1 plus sine alpha by 2 into 1 minus sine alpha by 2. Okay, the moment you are able to predict this, okay, you can apply summation s where a is this, okay, you know 1 plus sine alpha by 2, 1 minus sine alpha by 2. How many terms are there? N minus 1 upon 1 plus sine alpha by 2, 1 minus sine alpha by 2 minus 1. What was this formula? This formula is nothing but the GP formula for a into r power n minus 1 upon r minus 1, which we used here. Okay, so hope you have understand. Okay, this problem was, yeah, I can say that predicting this part is difficult, but rest of the all the parts are very easy. Okay, and you can solve it easily. Okay, now let's move on to the next question, which is the 20th question. Okay, the question is as follow, okay, which says the first term of arithmetic progression is 1 and the sum of the first 9 terms equal to 369. Okay, sum of the 9 terms equals to 369. The first and the 9th term of a geometric progression coincides with the first and the 9th term of the arithmetic progression. Find the 7th term of the geometric progression. Okay, so they are telling that a is nothing but 1 and s9 is 369. Okay, and one more thing they are telling that that the first and the 9th term, the first term is a and 9th term is a power 8. It coincides with what terms? A and a plus 8d of, okay, a plus 8d of the arithmetic progression. We want to find 7th term, okay, which is nothing but a r power 6. Okay, a r power 6 we want to find a r power 6. But before doing that, they have given the sum. So 369 equals to 9 by 2 bracket 2 plus 8d, okay, which I can write as, okay, 9 into 1 plus 4d, giving me d is equals to 9, giving me d is equals to, divided by 9, it will be 41. So 10. So we got d is equals to 10. Now we got d is equals to 10. So we know a plus 8d coincides with a r power 8. So we can substitute here 1 plus 8 into 10 equals to 1 into r power 8, giving me 81 equals to r power 8. We know 3 power 4 is equals to 81. So here we can get 3 is equals to r square, giving me r is equals to under root 3. So we got r is equals to under root 3. Now what we need, a r power 6, which is nothing but 1 into under root 3 power 6, which will give me 3 cube, which will be nothing but 27. So this is our answer. Okay, hope you have understand, okay, this solution perfectly. Okay, there was means I don't find this question very tough. Okay, you just need to be understand and read the question properly. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. The next question is 29th, which says if S be the sum, P be the product, and R be the sum of the reciprocals of n terms of a GP, find the value of P square into R by S power n. Okay, the whole power n. So here S is the sum of what? A. Okay, a plus ar square plus ar cube ar square, ar cube, and so on till infinity. So sum will be what? Sum will be a into r power n minus 1 upon r minus 1. Similarly for product part, a power, when we add, this will be n and this will be what? R power n into n minus 1 by 2. Similarly for r, what we will take? 1 by a, 1 by ar, 1 by ar square, and so on till 1 by a r power n minus 1. Okay, if we need the sum, we will apply the formula, which is 1 by a into 1 minus 1 by r power n upon 1 minus 1 by r, 1 by a into r power n minus 1 upon r power n into r minus 1 upon r. So what we are getting? 1 by a into r power n minus 1 into r power n minus 1 into r minus 1. Okay, so this is the thing which we are getting. Now p square into r power as the whole power n, if we substitute, this is a 2n r power n into n minus 1 into 1 by a power n into r n minus 1 power n upon r power n minus 1 into r power r minus 1 power n, the whole bracket upon a power n into r power n minus 1 upon n into r minus 1 power n. Okay, so what you can see, this will cancel out and give me r power n into n minus 1 upon r power r power n into n minus 1, which will give me nothing but 1. Okay, so what happened, that this and this will cancel out, this and this will cancel out, this will move here. Okay, and okay, one more thing, this and this will cancel out, then this and this will move here. No, okay, we are okay, yeah, 2 power 1, this will cancel out with this, and a power n. Okay, this both will cancel out, this a, eliminate this a, and r power n upon, and what, one more thing, what we are missing, 1 power r minus n. Okay, n into n minus 1, and this will be left as it is. Okay, r power n minus 1, and here this n will be multiplied with this n into n minus 1. Okay, in this step. Okay, and this will cancel out this, the rest all will cancel out with each other, like this 2, and this will be multiplied with this, which will cancel out with this and give me answer 1. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Okay, so the next question which is given is this: in a set of 4 numbers, the first 3 are in GP and the last 3 are in AP with common difference 6. If the first number is the same as the fourth, find the 4 numbers. Okay, so they are telling in a set of 4 numbers. Okay, the first 3 are in GP. Okay, and the last 3 are in AP. So last 3 with common difference, so I can take last 3 at a minus 6, a, and a plus 6. Right? In the starting you will take a, ar, and ar square, fine, but when you in AP it's more easy. Okay, so we'll consider these last 3 terms as like this. Now the first term is same as the fourth term, so it will be nothing but a plus 6. So we got the 4 terms. Now we will apply the GP condition on the starting 3 terms which were given. A minus 6 the whole square is equals to a into a plus 6, which will give me a square minus 12a plus 36 should be equal to a square plus 6a, giving me 18a is equals to 36, a is equals to 2. Okay, so we got the a equals to 2. Now can you get the all the terms? Yes, 8 minus 4, 2, 8. Okay, so these are the 4 terms which you wanted to find. Okay, so in this session we are going to do this much questions. Okay, but in the next session we are going to wind up all the things and move on with the previous year question, which is the last part of sequence and series. Okay, and then we will move on to binomial. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Okay, Please subscribe the channel. Okay, show your support. Bye.